Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Gananaham Tva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamatsravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anasranvan Utibhiksidasadanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebhirvajinivati Dhinama Vitrayavatu Ganesaya Namaha Saraswatyai Namaha Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sumukascha Ekadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodharascha Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketur Ganadhyakshaha Palachandro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Surpakarno Herambaha Skandapurvajaha Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Yasyat Viradavaktradhya Parishadhya Parasatam Vignam Nignanti Satatam Vishvaksenam Tam Asraye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheswaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsa Rishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha Sarvo Paplava Rahitaha Prajnana Gana Pratyagarto Brahmaivaham Asmi. Om Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam Saktim Cha Tatputra Parasaram Cha Vyasam Shukam Gaudapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Mathasya Sishyam Sri Sankaracharya Mathasya Padmapadam Cha Hasta Malakam Cha Sishyam Tam Totakam Vartikakara Manyanas Mad Gurun Santata Manatosmi Shruti Smruti Purana Namalayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Isvaro Gururat Meti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. With Swami's grace and Sankaracharya's Asirvadangal Anugrahangal Pranayamam Pratyaharam Nitya Nitya Viveka Vicharam Japya Sameta Samadhi Vidhyanam Kurvavadhanam Mahagatavadanam. Pranayamam Pratyaharam Nitya Nitya Viveka Vicharam Japya Sameta Samadhi Vidhanam Kuru Avadhanam Mahat Avadhanam. It's very important. Japya Sameta Samadhi Vidhanam. Japya Sameta, along with Japam, together with Japam, Samadhi Vidhanam, attain the oneness without a feeling of separateness, absolute total peace. Now, Bhagavan, Swami has taught us this is the easiest process of meditation in our dhyanam, as we call it, right? And what is it? Japa Sahita Dhyanam. Japa Sahita Dhyanam. That means you were at same time, same place, sitting in a very comfortable position. After you quiet your mind down, which is easier said than done, sit there and do the preliminaries like, whatever Gayatri Japam or any other slokam that you have, all that. And then as you begin to, and of course you have also good to say 21 Omkarams, prior to that in a nice way. And then if you do all that, then subsequent following that, then you start doing the Japam, the Nama Japam of the Namam that attracts you the most and the form that attracts you the most. And the form, if you take a Krishna form, and then the name should correspond to that. And if you take a Rama form, whatever form you take, and even there, is it a Bala Krishna, is it a Gita Upadesa Krishna, all those things, whatever you want, or calling an Artana Krishna, whatever form that you like, pick it, and corresponding name you start the japam. And with the mind, you should be uttering the name, and you should be picturing the form. And when the mind wanders all over the place and the form is no longer there, bring the form back with the name. And then as you're focused on the form and the mind wanders elsewhere and you forget to do the japam, then bring the name back, the namam back through the form. This is called japa sahita dhyanam. And this is extremely potent and very powerful. And that would open the door in your journey for you, in your divine journey for you. Ultimately, take that path and go to the end. Samadhi Vidanam is what he says. That will come by itself. I don't have to worry about the goal. All I have to do is to start on the path and take the very first sincere step. That is enough. Everything else is automatically taken care of from there. Now, this practice, Japa Sahita Dhyanam, Japya Sameta, that Japa Sahita Dhyanam, says Kuru Avadhanam, Mahat Avadhanam. Avadhanam means do it with tremendous care. Tremendous care. Kuru, do it with care. Mahat Avadhanam, with great care. He repeats again. Why is that? What is it he's saying? Why should you take great care and do it with care? Now here, there is a very, very powerful truth that is being revealed to us. And what is the truth? If you take the comparison, Bhaja Govindam, Govinda, we immediately associate him with Krishna, right? Even though Govinda, automatically when we say Govinda, we think of Krishna. Now, the Krishna, not necessarily the name, but one of the meanings of the word Krishna, as we had covered in one of our earlier sessions somewhere, probably in the Bhagavad Gita session, I'm not sure. One of the meanings is for the name Krishna is Karshyati iti Krishnaha. Karshyati iti Krishnaha. Second one is Karishyati iti Krishnaha. Third one is Kushyati iti Krishnaha. So let us talk about the first one today. Okay, again. Just like a farmer, when he goes to the field and ultimately he does the various pieces of work and to reap the fruit, which would be the grains that he brings home. What are the various steps that he takes? It's a very difficult job. Not necessarily laborious, but he has to do multiple steps in an extremely careful manner. Okay, that care is what we are talking of. That's why I'm giving you that analogy. What does he do? First, he prepares the soil. Then he softens it. Then he plows it. Then he puts a seed in it. Then he waters it. Right? Now, while all these things are done, then by the waters it and the sapling starts coming up, what does he do? He applies fertilizer to it. Right? And then he also protects the crop from being damaged by animals or anything like that. And he removes the weeds also. Right? And when he does all this, and finally the plant grows up, and then he can reap the grain or whatever, if it's a fruit tree, whatever that is, he's able to get it. And here, the Japa Sahita Dhyanam, the matter pertaining to our Hridayam, is no different. That is why it is called Karshyati iti Krishnaha, the plowing, the one who plows the heart. So what is happening here? First, we have to water our Hridayam with love, with prema. Then we have to plow it with inquiry. We must ask questions. That is one given in the very second line on this in the slokam. Nitya, Anitya, Viveka, Vicharam. That's the inquiry that we must do all the time. So that is that's the plowing. Then what is the seed that you put in? What is the seed that you put in? The seed that you put in is Namasmaranam, Bhagavan's name. Very good. So I plowed the field with, I prepared the field, I watered it with love, with prema. I plowed it with inquiry. I will continue to do this. And then I put the seed of Bhagavan's name in there. Automatically will everything be all right? No. Because we have some additional job to do. We have to make sure the plant grows up and is protected from damage by various animals. And what is it? There is one major animal that keeps eating the plant. Even though we say Bhagavan's name, how come it doesn't come into a fruition and come up with a very ripe fruit? Because the sapling, even before the seed can germinate, it is being eaten by an animal. And what is that animal? That is called ego. So we have to protect the plant with as we do Namasmaranam, as we continue to practice prema in our thoughts and words and actions. That is what watering means, okay? And while we are doing this, we are also involved in the world. And so we have to keep asking, is this permanent? Is this permanent? Is it nitya, anitya, vivekam? That discrimination ability, sharpen. The more you use it, the sharper it becomes, the stronger it becomes. That's the beauty of natural gift. The more you use anything in nature, the stronger it becomes, okay? Including your physical muscles, right? So, including your brain, right? So, the more you use it, the stronger it becomes. So, discrimination ability becomes stronger. Then, I have to protect the plant that is growing in my hridayam with egolessness. Because ego is the one that's going to eat it away. So any time that thing comes up, how do I protect it with egolessness? Since I don't have egolessness that I can employ, what should I do? The Namasmaranam itself will give me that egolessness. It will itself. The moment more attention I pay to that, also love. You water it with prema, automatically the prema will take care of the egolessness. Then the plant will grow beautifully, and then the fruit will come. It will ripen, and that is the fruit that samadhi vidhanam. Okay, that is the final fruit. To do this, kuru avadhanam. Don't take this lightly, like a farmer works hard and methodically and takes care of every step meticulously. He doesn't miss a single step. He doesn't take anything for granted. He works at it very carefully. And also, mahat avadhanam. He takes great care. Same way, in our plowing of our, cultivating our internal hridayam, we must also apply tremendous care and not only care but tremendous mahat avadhanam. That is the thing that I want to share with you on the slokam. Pranayamam pratyaharam nitya nitya viveka vicharam japya sameta samadhi vidhanam kuru avadhanam mahat avadhanam. Now we'll go into slokam number 31. Guru Charanambuja Nirbhara Bhaktaha Samsarat Achirat Bhava Muktaha Sendriya Manasa Niyama Devam Drakshyasi Nija Hrudayastham Devam. Guru Charanambuja Nirbhara Bhaktaha Samsarat Achirat Bhava Muktaha Sendriya Manasa Niyama Devam Drakshyasi Nija Hrudayastham Devam. The padangas are Guru Charana Ambuja Nirbhara Bhaktaha Samsarat Achirat Bhava Muktaha. Sa Sendriya or Sa Indriya, Sendriya, Manasa, Niyamat Evam. Drakshyasi, Nija Hrudayastham Devam. Guru Charana Ambuja Nirbhara Bhaktaha. Guru. Who is a guru? Not everybody who claims to be a guru is a guru. Please always be very vigilant. Kuru avadhanam. The moment I want to start that, I will take extreme care. Not only with my thoughts, with my words, with my actions, how I conduct myself, my discipline, my duty, my devotion, so many things I've got to take very good care continuously. Because Mahat Avadhanam, it's a great thing. It's a great cultivation that I've embarked on, right? Sincerity, Shraddha, Vinayam, all those things are important. Now on top of that, so Guru Charana Ambuja. So who is my Guru? Who should I seek as my Guru? Guru, there is only one Guru for all of us. Okay? And there could be some Acharyas, yes. And Acharya is the one who practices what the scriptural teachings are, who practices the classic English saying that we all know, do you practice what you preach, right? The person who practices what he says, that he is an Acharya. For that particular moment, for that particular subject, he is an Acharya, not a person who has memorized and can recite the 700 slokams of Bhagavad Gita, even in reverse order. That's not the point. Main thing is a person who practices the teaching is Acharya. But Guru is different. Guru is one, the word Guru, as we have covered in some other sessions, I'm sure, is Gunatitaya Namaha. Gunatitaya. Guna means one who is beyond the three impulses that we are always impelled by, the natural impulses we have. Satvika Gunam, Rajasik Gunam, Tamasa Gunam. So these three attributes, these three characteristics that we are always being pulled and pushed by, we are not free from them, right? But the entity that is beyond these three gunas, in other words, the puppeteer, so we are all puppets, and the puppeteer who pulls us with these three strings all the time, the puppeteer, the gunatitaya, beyond the gunangal. So that is what Gu stands for. Ru in Guru stands for Rupa Varjitam. Rupa Varjitam means without form. He is all forms, but he is also beyond all the forms. He is formless, which is nothing but prema. So Guru is nothing but the prema that we call, that is waiting and looking to us from our hridayam. The moment I look to it, I surrender to it, that becomes my Guru. That takes care of all the problems. Though that Guru, Charana Ambujam. Ambujam means lotus. Ambujam. That means Amba. In this case, it means water. The thing that is coming out of water. That is what Ambuja means. Okay, it denotes lotus. Now, why lotus? Why does it mean? Because as we all know, you all would have heard about this several times, it has got the gift of detachment. While it is functioning, coming out of water and mud, and comes up and looks at the sun, it is absolutely untouched by the mud or the water and does not retain any of it. So, it is that's why the ambujam is always given. That's why lotus is given for when we talk of Bhagavan, because Bhagavan is also like that. He is a witness while he is involved in everything, in this prakriti, in the nature, and in our body, mind, thinking, our actions, and all the things. Everything Bhagavan is part of it, but he is also a witness. He is not touched by it. That is why Ambuja Charanam, we call it as in English we call it the lotus feet. Now this lotus feet is just not the physical lotus. It is nothing but this prema that is in our hridayam. Okay, and that where does the charanam comes in? This is where, as Purushottam says, one part, the whole, or in Mahabali, in Trivikramadavaram, Vamanavataram, that you would have heard about it, when Bhagavan's one padam covered the whole universe, what does it mean? That means this prema is present all over the universe, in every single entity. And so if I can surrender to that, but while it is present, while it is activating and involved in everything, it is also not touched by anything. That is the beauty of this selfless love. So if I surrender to that, Guru Charana Ambuja Charanam, okay, now Nirbhara Bhaktaha, Nirbhara, continuously, in a fantastic, in a full manner, Nirbhara Bhaktaha, devoted to it. No questions asked. Will it happen that way if I do that? Why all this doubt? Just surrender. Fall at its feet, and at the feet of the prema, and then let us see what magic it renders. The whole life takes a different dimension, different perspective, and different outlook. Everything becomes joy, fun, happiness, bliss. I mean, the taste of selflessness is something that is incomparable. So, Guru Charana Ambuja Nirbhara Bhakta. This is nothing but Japa Sahita Dhyanam. Again, you put it in a practical manner. Samsarate Achirat Bhava Muktaha. Samsarate. From samsaram does not mean life. Okay, life we live as long as we have ayu. Okay, as long as we are destined to live till we come up with a certain measure of breaths, till those breaths are completed, we will continue to live. Okay, and the moment it's over, then we are gone. Samsara, it's not that. It means our the various experiences we have in our mind and body, the agitations, ups and downs, so many things are taking place, all that. That is called samsara. Okay, samsarate, achirate, very quickly, very fast, in a very fast manner, very soon. Okay, bhava muktaha, becomes liberated. That means you become liberated from all the agitations, mental agitations of the mind. You become peaceful. Because why? Because you are in the company of prema, Guru Charanam, that Ambuja Charanam, that thing, we keep it as your company. When you keep it as your company, that teaches you. That itself will teach you. Guru is always teaching. There is no admission fee. There is nothing required. It's an eternal, always in all places. The teaching is there, is continuously teaching from different directions. Okay, and from all directions. And so the teaching will come in. Once you keep the company of that Ambuja Charanam, the prema in your hridayam, with devotion, with bhakti, automatically achirate, samsarate, achirate, mukta bhavaha, you become free. That means you become peaceful. Then what happened? Sendriya manasa niyamat evam. Sendriya manasa niyamat. The moment the mind keeps the company of the lotus feet, of prema, any problem comes in, think of prema. Oh, I'm not this. I am nothing but love. Nothing but this love. Focus on hridayam. Focus on the hridayam. Keep that is within us. Then what happens? The mind thinks of that. When the mind thinks of that, what happens to the sense organs and the various thoughts that the mind has? It doesn't think anything else, because this is the beauty of mind. Mind can think of only one thing at a time. If it thinks of God, it doesn't think of worries. Okay? It thinks of God, it doesn't think of anger. So this is beautiful about the gift that we have in mind. So manasa niyamate, sendriya means the sense organs. Sense organs will continue to do their job. You may see things, but you may not register them. You may hear things, but you may not register them in your mind. So long as things are not registered with a deep impression in your mind, then where is the agitation? You conduct yourself and you just keep going and everything is fine and dandy. Okay? So sendriya, manasa, niyamate. Niyamate means control. Okay? That automatically takes place. Withdrawn. Withdrawn means it doesn't become absent. It does its function, but without getting entangled, without getting involved. This is the beauty. Evam, in this manner, if you do like this, what happens is the Nija Hridayastham, in the Hridayam, the one that I started with, that Hridayam, that prema, the seat of love within us, as Narayana Suktam describes that where is that love? What does it look like? What does it feel like? It says it's formless, but what is it? Okay? Then you will be able, that Nija Hridayastham, that Hridayam, Nija Hridayam, the true heart that we all have, the true Hridayam that we have, that Devam, that the most effulgent entity that is present in our Hridayam, that is so effulgent, and that is the effulgence that gives effulgence to everything else. Okay? That Devam, that Nija Hridayastham Devam Drakshyasi. You will see, not with the physical eyes, but with the internal eyes. You will see it, you will experience it, you will embrace it, and you will give it a big hug, and you will never want to come back. It will be so beautiful it is. So, Drakshyasi Nija Hridayastham Devam Guru Charanambuja Nirbhara Bhaktaha Samsarat Achirat Bhava Muktaha Sendriya Manasa Niyama Devam Drakshyasi Nija Hridayastham Devam. That concludes Acharya Bhagavad Padar. He finally concludes it this way. And so Guru Charana Ambuja, very important, that one is. Okay. And then the last two slokamgal, which you got it by email today or yesterday. So let's go through that and complete that also. Mudaha kaschana vayyakarano dukrunch karana adhyayana dhurinaha Srimat Shankara Bhagavat Sishyaha Bodhita Asitchodita Karanaha Mudaha Kaschana Vayyakarano Dukrunch Karanadhyayana Durinaha Srimat Shankara Bhagavat Sishyaha Bodhita Asitchodita Karanaha. And this one, the Dukrunch Karana Adhyayana Dhurinaha Vayyakaranaha. The Vayakaranam is a grammar. Vyakaranam is a grammar. So one who is memorizing, who's applying or using the grammar, that is becomes Vayakaran. Okay? So what did he do? Dukrunch Karana Adhyayana Dhurinaha. He was thinking that doing this Dukrunch Karane, this Vyakaranam is the most important. That Adhyayana means to practice it, to memorize it, to recite it. That is the most important. That Mudaha, that fool, then Srimad Shankara Bhagavat Sishyaha Bodhita, he was taught by the disciples of Shankara Bhagavat Padar, and then Asit Chodita Karanaha, that he became enlightened. And Anda Karanaha means this internal tools that we have, like mind and buddhi and consciousness and chittam, and all those things are included in that. So he became enlightened. He came to know what is important to do. The last slokam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam Mudhamate, Namas Maranat Anyam Upayam, Nahi Pasyamo Bhavatarane. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam Mudamate, Namasmaranat Anyam Upayam, Nahi Pasyamo Bhavatarane. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, chant Bhagavan's name, recite Bhagavan's name, think of Bhagavan, think of Govinda. Oh, Mudamate, that you, Mudamate, okay, that means this foolish intelligence, okay, the foolish mind. Okay, it is going all over the place. Utilize the buddhi that we have. Employ the vivekam. Employ the discrimination. The one that is not employing it is muda. So mudamate, you foolish mind. Bhaja Govindam. Chant sweetly from your heart. Okay, with lovingly. Call Govinda's name. Call him. He will come to you. Okay, he will take you to him. Bhaja Govindam. Namasmaranat. Anyam upayam, anya, other, upayam, pathway or tactic or tools to be employed, you know. Anyam, namasmaranat anyam upayam, other than the namasmaranam, okay, nahi pasyamo bhavatarane. There is no other way that we see other than doing namasmaranam. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam Mudamate, Namas Maranat Anyam Upayam, Nahi Pasyamo Bhavatarane. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Harihi Om, Samasta Lokaha, Sukhino Bhavantu, Samasta Lokaha, Sukhino Bhavantu, Samasta Lokaha, Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.